We are now in 2025. Let's go over every super treasure hunt from 2024A to Q case. Starting off fairly strong with the Ford Escort RS2000 from the 2024A case. This one is a huge upgrade over the mainline. I went on a really hot streak last year and I found 4 of these at my local superstore in a matter of a few weeks. This is the first Super that I actually found more than one of at a stop in the 11 years I've been doing this. And to this day, as I'm recording this, it is still the only time I've ever done that. They kept this one a fairly clean Super with just no decals really, other than just like headlights and taillights, which honestly looks so nice on this casting. And with comparing it to the regular of this, the regular has a darker green base, a brighter green base to match the color, and I like how they switched the green for the base on this one, which is really cool in my opinion. And overall, I think this is a really underrated Super. In 2024 B case, we have ourselves the 18 Camaro SS. For me, this one was a runner. I could not find this one. I ended up getting this one for 20 bucks on Whatnot. It was an absolute steal at the time. And this one is a very underwhelming one in my opinion. This one has the nice 5-spoke rail riders, which are mismatched, which I don't think fits the car the best. I think maybe even 2 sets of the bigger ones to keep the stance up a little bit higher would have been better. The orange stripes are nice, but I believe if it was black and yellow, it would look a little bit better, or even if you went with like in the nice electric blue on this one. This is really one of the underwhelming ones for the year. Still not a bad one, but this is definitely underwhelming compared to the others. Speaking of underwhelming, we have ourselves the BMW 507. Another really underwhelming one. All they did is slapped a few circles on this one and called it a day. Like, the TH is barely visible. It's right under the little blue semicircle under the number. There's no real detail. They didn't even give this one taillights or headlights. This one's just really bland. This one was another runner of mine. I hit a fresh 11 case dump in at Walmart and I didn't find a single one of these. That was actually kind of disappointing, but I ended up getting this one on Whatnot, I believe for like $19. I got it with the Camaro, I'm pretty sure, if I remember right. And I do like Spectra Flame Gold, but again, this one's just rather disappointing. Not the best choice of casting either. Compared to the 507, this was a much better choice of a casting for a Super. This is the 89 Mercedes-Benz 560 SEC AMG. A spectacular casting. This one was a new model last year, just like the 507 and the Escort. But this one is clean. This one's got the headlight and tail light treatment. Very gorgeous wheels. I got this one very early on. I wanted to get a short card Super, and I felt like this one was perfect. A very well done Super. One thing I wish they would have did is they would have printed the black for the grille in this one. But other than that, this is spectacular. I remember not being too fond of the wheels at the time on this one, but I'm so glad that this is the wheel choice that they went with. And knowing what they looked like back then, like the real car, this just makes it even better. For E-Case, we have ourselves the Fiat 500D Modificado. This one throughout the year has grown on me so much. I really was not a fan of the casting choice. I still think there were definitely better castings they could have went with, but overall this is decent for what it is. I do like the white walls. I like how they went with the Spectra Flame Gold. The livery's decent. No headlight or taillight decals, but that's okay. Later in the year we'd see this one as a Boulevard, which I just happen to have out right now, and I think this one's definitely better than the Boulevard, mind you. But overall, this is not a bad choice. It's something different, and I can appreciate Hot Wheels going out of the way and going off the board a little bit with something different like this. As most of you may know if you've been watching long enough, I am a huge fan of Spectra Flame Gold, one of my favorite colors that Hot Wheels does. And overall, this is not a bad Super. Moving on to 2024 F-Case, we have ourselves the 71 El Camino. This one was one of the couple castings this year that's already been a previous Super Treasure Hunt. Last time we seen it, it was a Super Treasure Hunt in burnt orange with really hideous gold chrome wheels. It just did not look good. This one, on the other hand, Hot Wheels hit this one out of the park. This one is so much better, and I love the Krager wheels. I believe that's what the wheels are called. If I'm wrong, I'll correct myself. I love the white pinstriping with the black bottom decal, like the little stripe. It looks well. Nice interior color. It all just works so well with the El Camino Super. And overall, this is one of the more underrated Supers for 2024 in my opinion. This Super, along with the 2024 Diecast Mercedes-Benz, received a lot of praise, and I can definitely see why. This G-Case Audi 90 Quattro just is one of the best Supers of the year to a lot of collectors. And I can definitely see why. This one got pretty much a full decal treatment except tail lights. That is the only thing that this one did not receive, but the gold rim white aero fan wheels look really good. They just fit this car so well. This nice dark Spectraflame blue is spectacular as well. They gave it headlights. I guess this car really didn't have much for headlights, but they gave it front details. And then they gave it the hood decals, and this one's just all very well done. Hot Wheels just hit this one out of the park in my opinion. The Hot Wheels team really went outside of the box with this one. The Volvo P1800 Gasser. This was a Legends Tour winner a couple years ago. And boy, wow, this is really something. This one's grown on me, but I'm not too fond of the pink windshield in my opinion, although I do like it because it reminds me of cotton candy, and it is a really good color contrast. I just think the pink windshield is not the best. This one has the number 43, and it sort of reminds me of Richard Petty a little bit as well, due to having the number and being a very similar font to that. But the wheels are really an odd choice for me. They're unique, that's for sure. The front wheels, I don't know if I've ever seen those on a Super before. Are those slots? Yeah, I think those are just regular slot wheels with a pink rim. But I definitely don't remember ever seeing the back wheels. And for the longest time, I really wondered if this one actually rolled at all or not. But from seeing videos, it seems like this one does roll. I did not find this one in store, and let's just move on. This is something. At least the Volvo was a creative Super. I find this one for J-Case very bland. The Mitsubishi Pagero Evolution, a very bland Super in my opinion. It's been a very long time since we've seen these rims. I do like these rims, but I think an off-road wheel of some sort would have looked better on this one in my opinion. I guess I'm really not too sure about how the Pageros are like. One thing I will give this one credit for is it does have headlights on this one, whereas some of the other ones for this year don't. But the decals on the side of this one are just... This one just feels very bland, uninspiring, and honestly, I'm not a fan of the Volvo as much either, but at least the Volvo felt like it was inspired. There was a lot of effort put into the Volvo, it felt like, compared to this, at least in my opinion. But yeah, this one's very bland. For me, the Mazda 787B just gets points for being based on the real Le Mans car, which I'll have a photo of right here. And the mainline does look more accurate to the car just because of the color being different. But this is just really well done. They couldn't go full detail for obvious reasons with the decals, just because they got to keep them under $1. But the Hot Wheels team just hit this one out of the park as well. Another really good one. I do think they should have brightened the green a little bit on the Super, but maybe that's just the decal. Maybe it was a bit of a transparent decal that was mixed in with the Spectraflame that makes it look darker. This one I got early. I just knew I had to get this one. This one's super nice. Had to get this one early. I got it with the Trans Am, which we're going to take a look at right now. For L-Case, we have ourselves the 77 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. This one is one of my all-time favorites. If you had seen my all-time favorite Super Treasure Hunts video back in the summer, you know exactly how I feel about this one. I think this is the one of the most perfect Super Treasure Hunts that you could do. Hot Wheels did a really good job with this one. And this one has the rims that are a nice rose gold with red. The nice decals on the side. They put the bird on the hood with the black Spectraflame smoke. It fits the car so well. The interior color's great. The nice stripes on the side. They just hit this one out of the park in my opinion. And I don't think, in my opinion, there's a Super that comes close to beating this one. Now, I wish I would have found this one in the wild, but this one is still very nice, and I'm very happy to have this one in my collection, both loose and carded. This one's no joke either. The M-Case Nissan 180SX is a very nice Super in its own right. I love how they gave this one the winking stance from the beginning of this casting. This was a new model, I believe in like 2015. The wheel choice looks good. The decals look really good. They just kept this one simple. They kept this one simple. They didn't try anything too crazy. And I think this is pretty much the best way you could have did this Super in my opinion. Spectraflame Blue is really nice with the white. The wheel choice is great. Overall, this one's just very well done. Definitely one of the better Supers for the year. And yeah, I really don't have much more to say. This one's just a nice one and a stunner in its own right. Now the Solero GT. Yeah, this one. Alright. This one's a very cheap looking Super. This one has the aero fans in the front and then like these 10-spoke reel riders in the back. It just doesn't look right with the mixed match wheels. Now I get it, this is the Solero GT is more of fantasy casting. It's kind of meant for kids. So I can see why they do these. And the color's really nice, but this one with the purple plastic, I don't know what it is, but it looks so cheap on this one. And overall, this is just like a really cheap looking Super. I'd say I'd rather find the treasure hunt than the Super for this case. And that's a very rare thing for me to say. But not much else to say about the Solero. Let's move on to P-Case. Thankfully, P-Case is better than N-Case with the Super Treasure, and we have ourselves the Lamborghini Huracan LP620-2 Super Trofeo. They did this one very well. No taillight decals, but hey, the real headlights on this one look really nice. This one looks sharp. This one looks mean and aggressive as I try to get this in the light. But yeah, this one's really nice. I think if they would have went with like a green or a blue, it would have been a little bit better, or even smoke. A Spectraflame smoke similar to the Trans Am. One thing I do not like though is the mixed match wheels again. These are the same wheels that are on the Solero, except this time it has black aero fans. So that does take away from this one in my opinion. Still a very nice Super. Last but certainly not least, we have ourselves the Q-Case Silverado. Another very nice one. This is a Super in 2014 as well. This one's the Q-Case Super and it looks really sharp. They did this one well. They gave this one, compared to the previous one, they gave this one tail lights. They didn't give this one headlights because the grille is made of plastic, a chrome plastic. The wheel choice is great. The nice striping on the side looks great. They didn't go too crazy, but it looks good just as it is. This is a really good Super, and I think this one's probably the most sought after, I think, for most collectors. Whether they collect or resell, this one's just a really sought after casting. Who doesn't love a good old square body? Let's quickly rank these Supers. At number 15, I have myself the Solero GT from N-Case. At number 14, we have ourselves the Mitsubishi Pagero Evolution. At number 13, we have ourselves the BMW 507. At number 12, we have ourselves the Camaro SS. At number 11, the Volvo P1800 Gasser. At number 10, we have ourselves the Fiat 500. At number 9, we have ourselves the Lambo. At number 8, we have ourselves the Escort. At number 7, we have ourselves the Mazda. At number 6, I have the Audi. At number 5, we have ourselves the El Camino. At number 4, we have ourselves the Nissan 180SX. At number 3, we have ourselves the 83 Silverado. Number 2 is the Mercedes-Benz. And everyone, I believe, if you've watched the channel long enough, at number 1, we have ourselves the L-Case 77 Pontiac Firebird. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe. Share the video with your friends, family, cats, dogs, squirrels, whoever. Please just share the video. It would help the channel a lot. It would mean the world to me. Help me grow my channel. And like I say always, happy hunting and stay safe.